with allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mrs. Burke, the roll call.
Brandon Bowman.
Present.
Susan Briggs. Present. Ben Wakefield.
I'm present.
Present. Sherry Davis. Present.
Thank you. Board, at this time, I'd like to ask everyone to take the opportunity to a moment of silence in honor of recently passed board member Mike Nichols. Thank you all so much. Dr. Butts, we have some recognition this evening.
Yes, sir, we do. It's a wonderful day, a wonderful opportunity. We have so many of our staff who are doing amazing things, not only in our community, but across the state. And so we are thrilled to have 3 of those individuals with us today. I'd like to start with Diane Rogers, if she could please come up. Diane has been absolutely incredibly engaged in work with the media specialists, librarians around the state, not only here in the MSD of Wayne Township, but also on a state level, serving in a leadership capacity, and very thrilled to be able to recognize her. Actually received an official award, a couple weeks ago now at the conference, but Diane Rogers, Indiana Library Federation 2025 Federation Leadership Award for proudly representing Ben Davis Ninth Grade Center and the Metropolitan School District of Wayne Township, presented November 17, 2025. Diane, you fought some great battles, especially as we have gone through some political unrest around books and materials that are offered to young people, not only at our local libraries, but also at our school libraries. You've been a mouthpiece and a voice for media specialist librarians around the state as well. You've done some great work with some discussions, and some in-person discussions as well. And so I just want to thank you for being the voice for so many, having such a leadership role, make sure that we can expose our young people to literature and all that brings to life. So congratulations. Absolutely.
I have my mother here and my husband. So my mother, Marion, who volunteers in our library at the Ninth Grade Center, and my husband, Carl, is here with me tonight, as well as my friend and colleague, Angie Barnes,
Absolutely.
and assistant principal, Amy Keller, and my principal, Dawn Day. So they are all here.
Thank you.
And Dana Lyle, so my boss at the end. I have many bosses in the library. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell us anything about the actual presentation of the award?
It was last week at the Indiana Library Federation Conference, and that was wonderful. I've been on the ILF board for 8 years. I will be going off on December 31st. I'll be
What will you use your time?
I know, really. I'm still on a couple of committees, intellectual freedom being one, which is why I've been at the State House a bunch. So, but yes, let's hope we don't have any more culture war battles at the State House, so I don't have to go ask for a day off and go to the State House. So, like, yeah.
Why don't Janine wants to get an official picture, so. Awesome. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ashley Papella, if you please come up. So this was I think kind of a surprise, right? We had a student who graduated 2025 gifts, was a BU student, and actually nominated Ashley for the Outstanding Educator Award up at the University of Chicago. It was a virtual celebration in which all of the students, I would imagine each freshman had the opportunity to nominate the teacher of their choice, and they actually recorded for a virtual presentation, a little something about each teacher. And so it was fun to see students from all over the Midwest and all over the United States, actually, who had nominated a teacher from their district. And Ashley was nominated by Gift. Could you talk a little bit about your relationship with Gift and how this kind of came to be?
It was during the COVID times, so it was a rough. Don's daughter was in that same class with us. It was a rough time, but it was a special group of kids with very just engaging, intriguing minds that just wanted to be at school and wanted to do things at home. And when I sent home little care packages of science experiments for them to do, I mean, Gift was like, what else can I do? She's like, I almost burned down my kitchen one day. Like, so it was really nice. And at the virtual presentation, they had 5 students speak. And it was a great reminder of what it means to be a good teacher, or what it means to be a good teacher in the eyes of students, because they all spoke to challenge the teachers a challenge. They all spoke about a specific teacher that challenge and relationships. And I know that we know that, but when you hear it from these incredibly intelligent students, but as they were speaking, worlds can be fine. These kids are great. But it just reminds you that the power of that conversation piece is not just
Ashley has been a leader. How many years have you been a leader now?
22.
Yeah, and has been a leader. All of those, actually almost all of those with Dan,
Almost,
right?
almost all.
Dan would have been there, but not as principal.
Oh, yeah, no,
Assistant
she
principal.
came in when I was
Yep.
assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Ashley's taken on a leadership role since early on in her teaching career. And so, Ashley Babella, University of Chicago's Outstanding Educator Award, proudly representing Lindner 7th and 8th Grade Center and the Metropolitan School District, Wayne Township, Ribbon, present 17. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Could you bring the-
Thank you.
And Ashley's taken on, she's been one of our leaders that's been involved with Missile as well, for one of our classroom leaders. So it's been a little added extra stuff this year, so.
I got to finish my reading tonight. Monday it was.
We appreciate all the leadership and congratulations for being
Thank you so
recognized.
much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And our last one is for Amy Stovall. Amy, if you please join me up here. With Leonard 7th and 8th Grade Center, Amy was recently recognized the Outstanding Middle School Art Educator for the American,
No, Art Education
Thank you.
Association.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're proudly representing Leonard 7th and 8th Grade Center in the Metropolitan School District, Wayne Township. Talk to us about it. Of course, you're here for Arts Alive and you're here for our annual Superintendent's Art Competition. Talk to us about, because I've had the chance to be in your art room and see how excited kids are right off the cafeteria there. Talk to us a little bit about the importance of art and what it does to enhance our students' educational experience, and just why you were drawn to art education.
The arts, I've always been involved with the arts since I was a young person, like probably 3 or 4. And so I haven't always been an art teacher, but what drew me to become an art teacher was that sense of needing to create. I was in book publishing for a few years and thought this is not where I want to be as far as editing and proofreading is concerned. So I left that and just, I wanted to make a difference, and I wanted to pick a subject that I felt would make a difference for kids. So giving them a place to express themselves and feel like they belong and just have a little bit more freedom.
Well, do you know how you were recognized? Were you nominated?
I was nominated,
Yeah.
so, and that was from a professor that I work with student teachers from here School of Art and Design. It was really humbling and it was pretty special.
Did you bring anybody?
Well, I'm here with Mr. Wilson
Yeah,
and Ashley
yeah.
and a few friends out there. So,
Awesome. Let's get our official picture here. Congratulations. So well deserved.
At this time, we will suspend our working session and open the pre-ratification meeting. Dr. Butts.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, members of the board. I bring before you tonight the pre-ratification agreement, and you've heard this, some of this before, but tonight I bring it back to you again as part of the process towards the ratification of our contract this year. The 2019 Indiana General Assembly enacted legislation, Senate Enrolled Act 390, codified at Indiana Code 20-29-6-19, requiring a school employer and school employees to hold a public meeting to describe the tentative bargaining agreement before the agreement is ratified by the school board. The public will have an opportunity for public comment before ratification during a special meeting of the board on November the 24th, 2025. That is next Monday. Therefore, the Metropolitan School District of Wayne Township and the Wayne Township Classroom Teachers Association hereby convene this public meeting in accordance with Senate Enrolled Act 390. Members of the Wayne Township Classroom Teachers Association serving on the negotiations team include Lisa Purdy Allen, President, Joni Lawler, Executive Director, Dan Schifano, Scott Hatfield, Jen Block, Michelle Heim, Alistair Lute, Lisa Braden, Melissa Mooney, Brian Klopfenstein, Itzel Garcia Flores, Brian Hartman, and Paxton Davis. I know several are here today. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. Representatives of the MSD of Wayne Township Board of Education and Management team during this process include Dr. Shania Suggs, Assistant Superintendent for HR, Dr. Stephen Samuel, Assistant Superintendent for Finance, Brandon Bowman, Board President, Ramika Graham, past Board President, Kyle Fessler, Deputy Human Resources Officer, Amy Eaton, Deputy Finance Officer, Mark Renault, Principal, Terry Matthews, Principal, Brayton Mendenhall, Assistant Principal, Rob Urban, Principal, Don Day, Principal, Aretha Britton, Principal, and Jen Nichols, Principal. The tentative agreement was posted on the district's website on Thursday, November the 13th, 2025, meeting our 72 hours required by law. Indiana Code 20-29 allows for a 1-year or a 2-year agreement. Indiana Code 20-29-6 requires and limits bargaining to topics of salary, wages, and wage-related fringe benefits. Following are the substantive changes that were made in this tentative agreement. This is a 1-year agreement for the 25-26 school year. No compensation model is included in this negotiated agreement because all compensation increases are being given in the form of a one-time stipend, including for school year 25-26, $1,000 to all teachers. Teachers employed by the date of ratification of the contract are eligible to receive the stipend. The stipend will be distributed within a reasonable time from ratification of the contract. The salary range for teachers hired for the 25-26 school year is $52,550 to $104,076. Teachers on the district insurance plan and have established a health savings account with a district approved vendor will be eligible to receive up to $1,000 of a health savings account wellness incentive. Broken down, $600 for biometric screening, $100 for healthy standards, and $300 for the health savings account signature series. Also, board contribution for the health and hospital insurance. Single plan for plan 1, $157.30. For plan 2, $163.27. Employee and child for plan 1, $390.98. For plan 2 per pay, $406.13. Employee and spouse, $413.58 for plan 1 per pay, and $429.28 for plan 2 per pay. And for a family plan, $558.91 for plan 1 per pay, and $580.13 for plan 2 per pay. Each teacher shall be entitled to 3 days personal leave for the transaction of personal business and or conduct of personal or civic affairs during each school year. Personal days will be subject to a 10% cap of staff absences at each school. A teacher who provides 8 hours of service during a school year is eligible for 1 additional personal day to be used only in the following school year. Any personal leave days remaining at the end of the school year will be added to the teacher's sick leave accumulation. Personal business leave may be used at the teacher's discretion. The request must be made in writing to the building principal no later than 7 calendar days prior to the day requested. There are 2 snow days built into the school calendar. In the case that there is at least one unused snow day available after spring break, as indicated on the board-approved school calendar, that day will become a no-school, non-work day to be granted on the Friday before Memorial Day. Additions to the ECA schedule include flag football, 9th grade center raiders and drill, lead school psychologists, elementary I-Tech, school improvement, high school sports information director, high school detention supervisor, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade detention supervisors, and 7th, 8th, and 9th special education department leads. Eliminated from the ECA schedule include assistant athletic director, athletic trainer, and assistant athletic trainer. Thank you for attending this public meeting. The school board will consider ratification of the tentative agreement on Monday, November the 24th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. at the Wayne Township Education Center. Public comment will also be recognized at this time. At this time, we will open up for public comment. We have one person who has signed up, Scott Hatfield, teacher at Maplewood Elementary School. Mr. Hatfield, the floor is yours. Very good. Any others who would like to make public comment at this time? Mr. Bowman, we can close the hearing at this time.
All right. This time, the pre-ratification hearing is closed, and we will resume our working session. Dr. Buster, do we have anyone signing for public comment for the working session?
No, sir, we do not.
Moving on to new business for Wayne Township 4-H.
Melissa Brose is here with some of our 4-H students and other adult volunteers and other personnel that have been involved with 4-H. I've asked her to give a brief overview of some of the activities that have gone on. It looks like some of our students have some talking points as we lead up to a pretty important event in Wayne Township 4-H, and that's a fundraiser known as the cookie sale, where you get some of the best priced homemade cookies, all with a great story. So, what's the floor is yours?
I'll let the kids go first.
Okay.
Because I'm sure that they're ready to be done.
All right, absolutely.
Here are some cookies. We're here to have fun.
Okay.
It's fun.
I are to let
I do your thing if we can. Go ahead, Dan.
Hello, my name is Dave. We just got the first sample of the cookies that we got our discussion for the past.
My name is Kaylee. Cookies auction is one of the biggest fundraisers, and the money is used for a ton of things in 4-H, and it sponsors a ton of our events.
Some of those events that the auction helps sponsor is our 4-H camp that we take in summer, where we go to and we have a lot of fun. Kids learn a lot from, and kids get to experience behavior and coverage deal. And then also supports other fundraisers and volunteer activities.
This is a fun night. I'm asked Dr. Butts with it here for several years.
It's from after I seem to buy it. All my friends can reach out on text message to make sure
We've got your cell phone number first.
I know.
Do you have any questions?
So, talk to us a little bit about what you do in 4-H. Some up here have been involved in 4-H, some have not. So talk about your experience in 4-H and why this is such an important event.
So what we do in 4-H, we do a lot of helping the community. We do a lot of volunteering, just the other weekend. Do you remember what day it was?
it was at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, but we
Oh,
did,
storehouse food.
yes, we did a storehouse food pantry, and we helped, load boxes for families to eat for Thanksgiving. And we do a lot of volunteer work like that. We help out at a decent amount of events, and was there also a trick or treating one? Yes. We help-
Shelton Heights Park.
Yes, we help the kids trick or treating. Fair, we help run activities for, for the younger kids. Those kids, we have these mini, how would you describe it? What, the younger, yeah, we have
Workshops.
workshops, yes.
They help out a lot with the kids that are like kindergarten through second grade. There are Clover Buds, they're the pre-members. And then they help out with the slightly older ones as well, which is where people go to the camps that they're trying to fund.
At Camp Woodsmoke, you'll have students from all 4-H students from all over the entire state, or is it, are there other states there as well?
At Camp Woodsmoke, we have kids from this district that we take, and it's based around a campaign that us as the junior leaders decide and organize and run the camp basically for the weekend. So a lot of thought and planning goes into it, and it's really fun. I've been a counselor. I didn't get to go as a camper, but as a counselor, it's such a fun experience. I can only imagine what it's like.
Lots of outdoor activities and learning how to live off of the land.
Well, I wanted to add on to that, it's a cool leadership opportunity for us to have in the summer and an experience that a lot of kids might not even have financially otherwise. Which is why we thank you for it.
So who made the cookies?
I did.
Okay.
Nobody volunteered.
You did well.
The caramel was cheaper from chocolate.
There you go.
I had to go with the.
I will say some of them have also volunteered at Limerick Baptist Church for the future as well. They're great.
Oh. Do you have a favorite activity that you do in the morning?
My favorite activity is my favorite activity in general is that I get to build Legos and I get to send them to the state fair where they can be judged against everybody, every furniture from the state that built Legos as well. And if I make it all the way to state, I get like a ribbon that's like, did a good job, you made it here. And I also get like $50, so.
My favorite thing really is the meetings that we have once a month. I really like just planning all of the things for the littler kids, and I also like planning the camp. I haven't gotten to attend as many times, but I have been a counselor once, and it was a great experience. Never regret it.
So you mentioned the cookie option. Do you have a date and time?
We do, December 12th, this year.
Well, and where will it be? Grand Hall? Grand Hall? Okay. Right up the street.
4-H has been in Wayne Township for over 30 years, so not only are these kids going for it, but several of our adult volunteers were fortunate to be part of Wayne Township 4-H under Adelman, Robin Lowe, Mary Mason, and others.
You're well aware that the relationship, Melissa may speak on this a little bit, the relationship between the MSD Wayne Township Board of Education and the Wayne Township 4-H is a unique one. You don't often have that agreement between the two organizations. And so for many years, the Wayne Township community has supported 4-H in ways that is unusual for a lot of other 4-H clubs. So just want to thank you over the years for all of your support, all of your help. And it's truly been a blessing for our 4-Hers here on the west side of Indianapolis to have these opportunities because of your help and support. So
I have a question. How many kids are involved in 4-H in the schools? I know you.
Melissa will have those numbers,
And
because
I
we have
think
after
given
school
somebody my
clubs.
you need
Just
script.
You have my script.
Okay.
One you gave me?
Yeah, go ahead, you do.
If there are no other questions on the cookie auction, I'll turn it over.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, like Dr. Buzz was talking about, we have been in the district, we actually started post-World War II. It started with a home ec teacher at the high school that they started bringing 4-H here. And we are unique because we are one of the only, us in Decatur Township are the only supported township groups with school district supported groups within the state. We are totally unique. I kind of, when I go to things where I'm going for professional development from Purdue and what they're offering their county educators, I am pretty much the only one there like me, where we come back and we support just mainly a school district. We have broadened our offering to help some of the homeschool kids. We offer stuff in the evening that's not attached to a school specifically. And because of that, well, not necessarily because of that, but back when I took over in August of 22, we had an interest of about 100 kids. This is after COVID, you know, we're still struggling. At this point, we're up to 286 kids who showed interest in the We consistently had over 200 kids that we see on a monthly basis at our after school, or in the case of ninth grade center, we actually go into the building during their club time and we're there to help them with things. We actually had a student go to a national event called Ignite that National 4-H started putting on, and went to that activity last year and got to represent our township at that event. We have grown from being in just 6 of the elementaries to 8. And I've sent out things to the other ones and haven't heard a lot of information back, but we'll try again next school year to see if it works. We're working on something else the kids do, not necessarily these kids, but in general, we do a quilt of valor. Every, when we have the day off on voting day, we meet for a couple hours and the kids work on sewing together and making the top of the quilt. That will be awarded to our recipient this year. And I think I put on there about 6:45. So between dinner and our awards that we do at the cookie auction, we'll award that to a community member who is a veteran that the kids have made. We'll have an award ceremony where we talk about how many years the kids have been involved in 4-H. Anybody who went from county went on to state, that type of recognition. We do an outstanding 4-H'er who gets an award for that. Let's see. You guys have any questions? Oh, I guess I did forget one thing. David and Julie here, and we have one other person, have come on to be our assistants with me. I did have one co-person before, and she left, so we kind of broadened it to kind of work within that same scale and have additional people help. David is our leader for our teenagers. We have Kelly Struer, who is for our kindergarten through 2nd grade, and Julie is assisting me with all the other things that aren't covered.
Just want to thank you for being so dedicated and making sure that our students continue to have, our young people continue to have these opportunities. It takes so many people involved, but it definitely takes adults who are committed. One of the other fundraisers board and cabinet, if you have not, was the annual flower sale. Always, and I will tell you, hardiest flowers and some of the most beautiful flowers that you'll buy anywhere. So keep an eye out for that in the spring, because it's always a wonderful opportunity to support 4-H as well as the cookie auction coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Which the difference between those is the cookie auction goes just into the fund that goes for the teenagers. So that's the funds that come out and they help pay for the bus that we borrow from we rent from the district to take us to and from Camp Wood Smoke. And then, which also helps families that couldn't drive to take their kids there. They don't have to, they just need us over, which is right now next to the busing center, because our office is in the Emergency Services Education Center. Those funds also then go to help offset if I put out, pay us $50 to go. If you don't pay me $50, I'm not going to tell your kid they can't get on the bus. I don't force you to tell me one way or the other. If you give it to me, great, it helps offset it, but I'm not going to chase after you to find out about it. And these kids are the ones that run the show. We have an adult for every 8 kids that we take, which the last couple of years, we've been about 25 kids that go. That's pretty much stayed consistent. But the kids are the ones in charge there. We're there to make sure they're fed and nothing happens. That's our only goal. They're the ones that sleep in the cabins with them. So when a kid can't sleep at night, they're the ones that are dealing with it when the kids are swinging from the rafters and wanting to jump off the bunk bed. So it's a great experience for them as being leaders of those that are, in some cases, just a year younger than them. But they're the ones in charge. And I think that's a great thing going into junior high and high school, being able to take that initiative and being leaders within their own respective groups. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to provide this.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. Dr. Butts, do you have anything for the board this evening?
Just a few things. Thank you very much. We are excited to continue to work with our students at Ben Davis High School as we prepare for the upcoming holiday. There's still time if you have not yet ordered and still need a few sides for Thanksgiving from the Culinary Arts Program. There was a link on our posting this past weekend for families. So if you're interested in that, definitely an opportunity there. But we also have, as a matter of fact, we'll be interviewing a couple of our senior leaders tomorrow to talk about preparation for the upcoming Thanksgiving baskets that Melissa Edwards has been so involved with for golly decades. It's really been. And you might recall, and I kept it on my desk. Melissa shared a packet of tartar sauce about a year ago at our community leaders meeting, with a little ribbon on it because reminding us that that's all that her mother had to eat was tartar sauce that she would get at various restaurants. And so I keep that on my desk often to just remind myself that there are lots of our students and families who are struggling. We were thrilled to see the government shutdown close or open back up again, which we know is really important for our families as we come into the holidays, especially those who are depending upon some of those benefits that are provided. As we all know, the visitation for Mr. Nance, whom we recognized earlier today, will be this upcoming Friday from 3 to 8 at Grant Hall, and the funeral will be, there will also be visitation from 10 to 12 at Flannery Buchanan Speedway, with services following immediately after that at 12 o'clock, and then the burial will happen just soon after that at the West Ridge Park Cemetery. That's the one located there at the corner of Raceway and 21st. So anyone who is planning on going to either one of those will be the arrangements. Also, just keep thoughts and prayers to the Doyle family as they experienced the loss of Finnan, a 2025 graduate, top 30 student, in a tragic accident last evening. So we definitely will let you know more about that as we learn about the details of that. With that, we meet again next Monday. Just as a reminder, 5:30 we'll be here for the ratification of the teacher agreement. I do want to thank Mr. Bowman and Mrs. Graham for being representatives of the board on that. And of course, Dr. Suggs, Dr. Samuel for the heavy lift throughout the process, as this has been one of our more extensive negotiations, as we know that the times are tough. At the December 15th board meeting, just want to let you know a couple things are going to happen. One, we're going to have a human resources report that Dr. Suggs and Mr. Fessler have been working on. We will also have the opportunity to hear a little bit more about the work of the profile of the way learner. And that's been exciting to engage folks in that process. And then work is ongoing with Senate Enrolled Act 1 Commission. Lots of discussion there, and as we expected, there were some tough decisions that will need to be made, but hope to have some recommendations for you early in the calendar year as we finalize some of those numbers and bring to you some of the recommendations coming out of that commission to implement for the 26-27 school year as we work towards a balanced budget as a result of Senate Enrolled Act 1. So, that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Butts. Board and cabinet, I've got a thank you card that was presented to us from Ben Davis High School Athletic Director Heather McGowan following the passing of her husband, Ron. Dr. Budd's cabinet and Board of Education, I want to thank you all for your kind words, cards, love, support, and patience you have shown me and the kids. The beautiful planter resides in our living room. I'm grateful to work in such a compassionate district and with such wonderful people. Feeling blessed, Heather. Board, does anyone else have anything this evening? We are adjourned at 7:05.
Cookies.
Help yourself.
Good.